Okay, let's show you how to connect to your server. I'm going to come up here and hit connect. We're just going to do the dot because that's the easiest. And then we hit connect. Now I'm connect to my server. And I will choose my database. My database is kind of already up here. It's this EC_IT143_DA. So it's kind of already here. If I underscore it here, here's my EC_DA. And I can hit here, and then I can hit new query. And since I've already been working on this, it's gonna already come up automatically. So that's kind of nice. And we'll get started with what we're doing. And let's get on. All right, I do realize that this project is a little more introspective because it took me so long to figure out how to do things that I kind of had to go back and show you that I had completed some of the things successfully because I had no idea what I was doing. So what I did here was I downloaded this file, and at first I thought I was supposed to do something with it, and then I finally realized that I was supposed to execute the file. So what happened was, after I had gone into the database, which took me forever, I finally downloaded this file. So I came down here and I hit this download button, and after I had downloaded everything, I just hit here and I opened it. And so I was like, oh, okay. And so I opened it, and as I opened it, I finally realized I had to download it. And when I got to this line 5, I did have a problem, which I realized he had mentioned, but this was interesting. So when I did this, I turned it into a comment. So I hit this little shift button here. Oh, sorry, button. So when I did this and I turned it into a comment, I ran it, but then it told me that I had a problem with line 16 because it told me that I needed to actually run it again. And then when I turned it back into its normal thing and I ran it again, then it told me that I had a successful completion with it that time. So then I could actually get it to work. So that was the only way that I could get this to run, was to first get rid of this line and then put the line back in to get it to run. So that was the only way I could get it to work. Then when I came back here, I did the Object Explorer, but then when I had to do number 5, I ran this, I got it to run. I had this 91 rows affected, and it completed that time once I got this one to work. This one, in effect, worked as well. And this is kind of funny. So when we had the select top 1000, I did this kind of long way. I actually typed in the directions, and I didn't realize that you could actually come over here and in the directions, when you came down here and you clicked on the database, and then I went to tables, there was an easier way that you could right click this and then just go to this select the top 1000 rows. So when I had gone through the entire SQL database and all the instructions, I knew you could type in the directions to do this, the select top 1000 and from your actual name of your database. And I thought it was being really smart, but there was actually a shortcut. So if I had read the directions beforehand, I could have actually done this and it would have been faster. So I should have read the directions first, and I could have just gone in and got that top 1000 right there. And then I also would have noticed that the next instructions would have also taken me to the same place, because now I'm going to right click here, and as we're coming down, and I had already kind of done this before because I thought I was supposed to be here. And so as we right click here, this was to get for this generation so that you could actually create these new queries, and this is to add to your table. You can also add it to here if you wanted to do it from here. You could do it from here too. That was also something you could do. So you can do it the other way, just like you did before. Or you can right click back here, just like you did before, and we will go down to, instead of doing your 1,000 rows, the opposite click, now we're going to do script tables. So it come down here. So we hit script table as. Now we're going to, once we hit script table as, we're going to create two. And then as we hit create two, we're going to hit this new query editor. And this will give us this little pop-up here, and we can actually create this new table. And it'll give us all these little things that we can add in here. You can do like a customer ID, customer name, contact name, and we can add all this new information in if we want to. So it gives us all these new options to add in. So that gives us like new information that we can add in if we want to. And we could just exit out of that if we don't want to do that. It would ask us if we wanted to save, if we had wanted to save. And it said you can't have nulls in it as before. Okay, so if you want to filter your table, you go over here, you hit filter settings. You have lots of things that you can filter a table by. You just come over here, filter settings, and you can do operators, contains, equals, however you want to filter. You can clear all your filters, but whatever you want to do, you just hit OK in the end, and you're all done. You can filter however you want to. Okay, and if you've noticed that it does not like the way that I spell the DBOT W3 school customers, I can come over here and I save this one. And I'm going to go down to go down here to file. And it doesn't like the way that I'm spelling certain things. Let's see here. So I'll go over here and I'll hit this red part and I'll go to edit and I'll go to IntelliSense. And as I'm going here and I don't really want this red to show up anymore on the IntelliSense, and I'll go over here to refresh my local cache. And it should allow it to not be red anymore because now that is a word that I accept and I don't want it to be underlined anymore, and I want it to just kind of be a word that I've now accepted as okay. And the last thing I did kind of already show already because that's something that I made as a comment, and I kind of showed it here with this drop view. You can add anything as a comment that you want to be ignored, and I showed it here a little bit. Basically, just adding anything with this in front will turn it into an ignored command. So anything that you add that in front of will make it into an ignored command. I guess you just need two, not just. So anything with those two little dashes in front is now an ignored command. So this will make it so it wasn't dropped anymore. And anything that you want can be an ignored command like that.